Get down, I said. I said, get down, sir, get down. Sir, get down. Abe, Abe. Okay. We are carrying a flame right now. But we're back. We're here. Will this work out? It might. It might. It's working. We don't need to see the keyboard. Guys, we're back. Are we back? Are we so back? This is going to be such an interesting stream. This will be something for sure. Because I have the world's loudest wood chipper outside. And it's so unfortunate, and it makes me giggle. Because it's so funny. Because it's so unfortunate. But we're going to... I'm going to see how the audio is. Because no one's here. What's our audio? What is the audio when I talk? When I talk, what do you hear? It sounds like words. It's words. What's up, Mossy Man? The audio might be scuffed. I don't know. Let me turn it up. Hold on. Audio is good? Okay, thank goodness. I turned up the gain a little bit. That should be... Okay, the audio is good. Thank goodness, because right outside, not 50 yards away from me, within 50 yards, this is funny, it's just now turned off, but they have the world's loudest wood chipper going on, not 50 yards away from me, and there was a big old pile that they had to work through. I don't know if they've worked through it yet. I hope they do. The thing is turning off now, thank goodness. That would be insanely fortunate to have it go off right here. You've been painting the half track? Oh, heck yeah, dude. That's sick. I'm so excited to paint one of those things. It's going to be so sick, dude. But guys, without further ado, right behind me, I have a box. And in this box is a tank. Our Rogel Dorn battle tank in all of its glory. First Night Dominus right now is going okay. Oh, fair enough. I think I have... Oh yeah, I think I have a Night Dominus in my pile of shame that I gotta work on at some point. Yeah, it's gonna be something for sure. But guys, I'm gonna try to finish this tank today. Will that happen? Who knows? There's really not a lot to do, but you know, with matte painting, we honestly have no idea. Also, I need to... Okay, for some reason, it looks like everything here is happening at like 5 frames a second. Is that correct? Is that happening for you guys as well? What is going on? Please fix itself. Why? Hold on. Filters. What is going on there? Hold on. We gotta figure this out. I had to reset the entire system because I was doing recording, and so now it's all... Yeah, that's like 50 frames a second. Hold on. Let me go to set. What frames are you shooting in, camera? Hold on. We're figuring it out. If we can get this actual thing going. No. Wake up. Don't wake up. Fine, don't. Oh, hold on. Yeah, set. Okay, that's good. Stand by. Hold on. So that is that we want the frame rate. Nope. Go back. Okay, frame. I think the frame was there. I'm gonna see how that works. The frame rate. What is going on with the frame rate? Oh no. This is mildly unfortunate. What? Oh no. We gotta actually salvage this because this could be bad, dude. Look at that. Why is it like 5? We're watching a slideshow right now. That's wild as heck. Okay, maybe I gotta change it from 60 frames. Oh, that's probably what it is, isn't it? Hold on. If I go to, we do that. What's that made for? It's standard. I don't know what standard is. Maybe it's we go to that. We do that. See if that works. I mean, it's like less framey, but it's still jarring. That is weird. How is it for you guys? Is it, because what I'm seeing, it's all weird as all heck. Now, we're going to be moving slowly sometimes, so it's like we do a little brush stroke like that, and that's fine. But golly, it's laggy. Yeah, fair enough. What on lags green earth? Hold on, let me try. We're going to go there. We're going to set that to that bit of business. Set. See, then it gets real laggy as all heck. What in the... Okay, hold on. What if we do... What would we do that? You love PowerPoint. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is a crazy thing to behold. But why is my question. I would really like to know why. YouTube Voice for Titans. Let's play TF2 Trust. I don't have it on this PC, cheapie. I don't have it here. Why is it the laggiest thing known to man? Okay, I'm gonna try something absolutely nuts. Because it's even laggy on the actual Canon camera for some reason. Hold on. Let me actually go here. Go to manual for a second, okay? We stand by. Dude, I suck at Titanfall, dude. I would rather play Team Fortress 2. Now, why are you... What do you want me to do? Something is off. Something is off that should probably be on, right? Well, manual, yeah, that's the preset. Yep, sorry, stand by. Technical difficulties. Don't worry, we are doing just fine. And they are turning on the... What's it called? Okay. On that PC. Oh yeah, this will yeah, that's still laggy as all heck. This PC will run it. This PC just doesn't have any space because it's 10 years old. It's got like 700 megabytes left, which is an interesting bit. Let me go to scenes real quick. Go to the webcam. Stand by. I'm going to do something wild. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to unplug the camera. Now, I just had to restart the computer literally 5 minutes before the whole operation because the camera was acting funny. Hopefully the camera acts better. Stand by. We're going to figure it all out together. We're going to see if it works. Turn the whole camera off. You see when I turn it on, what it runs. Because now I'm wondering why it's doing that. Shouldn't be doing that. I dislike it doing that. Turn the guy on. I will not. I can't. It's still lagging. Why is this thing still lagging? Oh, this is unfortunate. It was literally just working not 30 minutes ago. And now it's dying on me. This is an interesting bit of information here. So how do I fix it? Now what does that do? Don't tell me that makes it fine. Oh yeah, I should probably plug the guy in. There's something TD2? I don't know TD2. Hold on, we'll go back to the... So here's a good frame rate. It's just in black or white. Oh, there I am infinitely. Wow. Okay, so there's some setting wrong on the movie setting that's making the whole thing want to die, right? Yeah, there's just something going on in the movie setting that's making the camera chug too much. Now, what is that thing? I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. Mark my words. Team de Fortress. Oh, yeah, my bad. You're right. There's light. Don't worry. I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I do. This is what I do on the daily. What if I change you to auto exposure? What does that do? Oh, wait. That's better. Okay. I'm going to roll with that. I'm not going to mess around with that anymore. Fixed. Okay. Note to self, auto exposure. Which I think is how I ran it before anyways. Welcome to the tank. Let's paint the tank. We'll see what happens. Actually, you know what game I might play? I might play Bunker Z. That just came out. I've been watching that game for like a couple months on Instagram. I've been following their channel. It's World War One zombies, and it looks fun. It's like claymation and stuff. Looks good so far. Fair enough. Then we'll roll with it. We'll see what we can do with it. Now, let's see. All that's left here. As far as this is concerned, all we got to do is paint the tanker. There's our tanker. And he needs painting. The exposure is very exposed. Wow. Okay, go down. Oh, but this is auto, so we'll see what happens. We just got to paint the tanker, and then we just got to matte varnish the entire tank. Fairly straightforward. So, I think first we're gonna finish painting the tanker. And we are just going to do that like so quickly. It will be unbelievable how quick it's going to be. But what do we got to do? Let's see. There's a armor pad there. There's a little touch-up we got to do. So let's begin on that guy. That will be a very interesting thing. There we go. There he is. First things first, I should probably pull out the wet palette. This is also I'm really hoping, I know you said so, but is the audio still good? I only say that because they started up the wood chipper and I have to yell to hear myself speak. That's how loud it is for me. It's right above the rear wall where my whole setup is against. I have a window that's always open because it's a vent with a fan, and believe it or not, the wood chipper right out there. But hopefully this new microphone it's okay. It does still sound good. Perfect. The microphone is doing its job. Thank goodness. What more could I ask for? We can hear the faint hum. Fair enough. But if you can make out what I'm saying, that's all I can ask for. It will be interesting once we actually get to the airbrushing when I put the mask on and then I'm talking like the pyro. We'll see how watchable it is after that. But until then, let's see. Need a little touch up on the back of this guy here, so we're going to do that right now. What is up, Nathan? Good to see you, sir. You came at a great time. Everything is going just swimmingly here. No issues. No issues at all. Very professional atmosphere going on here, and it's going absolutely terrific. Boxberry, no, you didn't miss a thing. There was nothing to see here. You're good. Where did I put my... Found it. There it is. English uniform is what we're going to be using. We're going to be doing a tad bit of touch-up on our tanker. Also, they are turning off the leaf blower now, and oh, wow. I'm sure that'll continue. Oh, yeah. For sure. I foresee no issues in the future. Now, just doing a little touch-up. You can kind of see where I overspilled some paint there. I'm just going to coat that sucker right there. And then there's still some... Oh, right. Okay, there's an actual, like... We have an actual circle here where the tanker patch will go. And I do actually have a specific way of painting that, so I am going to paint it now real quick. First, we take white. Riveting. Absolutely tremendous even, okay? And I'm going to do my, like, Frankenstein freaking assembly as far as grabbing the white and disassembling and reassembling the paint bottle. And because I'm not going to do multiple thin layers, I'm just going to get a big ol' drop of white paint. The exposure's a little high. I'm going to see if I can't fix that in just a moment. But we just kind of trace the whole thing on there real quick. Quick and easy, just like this. And before you know it, you got yourselves the beginning of a patch. May not look like it, but, you know, it's there. Trust me, bro. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. That's neat. You were very dim sum earlier? What'd you do? What happened? Like you had dim sum? Isn't that like a Japanese food or something? I don't remember. If I go, well, let me go to send, let me go to there, and then if I go down and then I go up, and then I can, it can go about. Yeah, that frame rate's still bad, so I'm forced to stay on the auto here, and I'm not able to adjust the ISO here. There's some mode on here that there's some setting that's making the frame rate drop substantially. Do I take the time to figure that out? No, not yet. Also, wait, can't I just take the... Can't I apply a filter? Hold on, stand by. Stand by. That's all noise suppression, that's audio, I don't care. Who cares? Let's see. Now we gotta wait for that to dry. While we wait for that to dry, I'm gonna do some silver on the buckles and the little eagle emblem right there real quick. Now, let us paint this up. There it goes. Nice. Riveting. Cool. Also, yeah, I'll be doing a... I got a new video in the works, and it's not a Titan video, so it won't be as long. It also won't be as long of a wait for the video to come out, because I had an actual plan. Okay. I told you what this means already. It's a British word that means dim, dumb, some, like wholesome. Very old, though. Fair enough. You might have told me that. I've completely forgotten. But that is just me. But in the... Oh, quite a while ago. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't remember what happened yesterday, so... Oh, I just remembered. That's neat. But, yeah. Okay, now that buckle's all nice and silver there. Looking good as gold, if I do say so myself. Do I do those things silver? I think so. Let me see. I'm gonna use some old paint water. Very red stained paint water, but it works. It still works, to be fair. Now I'm gonna grab some chainmail silver, and I'm gonna chainmail silver the heck out of the mask here. I also got just a big old chunk of paint. That's unfortunate, but we were able to make it work. What regiment are you painting? I'm painting these guys as my custom regiment, the Trenchborn Legion, which is basically just inspired by World War One period. Like these guys, they got, you know, British helmets, but I also got Russians, I got Germans. There were going to be French, but now there's no French anymore. That's a story for another time. But yeah, homemade homebrew lore situation. Okay, we do that with a little... Hold on. What's on there? Oh, there's not even anything on there. Okay, so what I'll do, because now we got some fun stripes happening here. So this will be interesting, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a similar patch design to what we have going on here. The guy to be painting looks sneaky. Oh yeah, he's like ready to do some... He's got... Oh, you know the... Ooh, hold on. I think I know what this guy looks like. Let me see if I can't find the meme real quick. I think I should be able to look it up very quickly, because I literally just look up I gotta just look up meme. Like, you just look up meme and then you look around at memes, and I think it should be there. Hold on. Let's go to the monitor, because I know exactly what this guy looks like. Hold on. Where... Like, we're at the old-timey memes, the cream of the crop memes here. Hold on. It was the kid running. Hold on. 6-7 meme. Shut up, Google. Kid running meme. This, there it is. It kind of reminds me of this almost. That's what this guy's reminding me of. He's given off those vibes, I would argue. Maybe I should give him a yellow uniform instead. I don't know. Yep. Yeah, it's just the arm kind of going. Yeah, the arm's just a little bent down, but I mean, you know, it's similar. Very similar stuff. Now let's actually paint this other side here. This is going to be an interesting bit. Now we need some fine movements here. So here goes nothing. It also... Okay, fair enough. We're exactly the same. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now let's get nice and fine. We're gonna do some fine motion here. That was not. That was not. As you are the resin man, what resolution are your man? Not ma'am. Oh god, man. What resolution are my printers? I just got the Elegoo Saturn 4 Ultra 16K. I know nothing else aside from that, and I'm being dead honest. The one you're getting is 6K. 6K will work just fine. Because I know I just got 16K because, like I said, I didn't know anything, and big number means better, right? That's not the case. I heard 4K is all you really need for miniatures and stuff like that, but it's, you know, to each their own, as they say. Correct, yeah, 16K. All right, now this guy, we're gonna save this whole bit with a wash, and we will just trust the washing process when we go to save this guy's paint job real quick. I am gonna quickly fix up the white that I have over the edge there. Okay, that's already clean. 16 big number. Yeah, it is a big number. It's a whole. It's nuts. It's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Though I don't think I've used it to its full 16K capabilities. Bringing the Warlord to run as a final boss for a crusade. Me and a couple of friends are. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. That's fun. Yeah, that's a whole. Yeah, that'd be a sick vibe to it. What's up, Earthworm Jin? Man, you get 10K more. Can we shave like 5? Can we have 11 each? That will work. Yeah, I don't know how to give away the K. Oh, the super secret Discord. Yeah, that is for like veterans, like very early supporters since like my Instagram streaming days and stuff like that. I will be making it a member Discord very shortly. I have memberships ready. I just haven't opened it up yet because I want to do a quick either member video and just kind of run you through what goes on. But ultimately, essentially what it is, it's going to be a members Discord, essentially. But we got a couple people in there who have been here since the beginning. But that membership should be up fairly soon. All right, now that's, I mean, that's a little foggy, but now we got to do a red stripe in the middle of that. And so we're going to apply that right quick with some flat red. And then hopefully the other side is also, it says flat red. It looks very orange on this camera. And that's the auto exposure, whatever for you, but oh well. We will run with it. We will red with it. Been here a while. Wish I could join it, but you know, all good. How long? How long? Because the thing is, we're still like, well, hold on a second. We can, I don't know if Cheapy's still here. We might be able to, because we don't have a whole lot of people in there yet, and I don't know exactly when the membership will be announced, but let's see, we have Feather, and Feywild, and Earthworm Jim. Jim, I'm going to see if we can't get you guys in. Now, I don't know if you guys have been on since, let me know your Discord name then, Mossy. Yeah, you could also, yeah, do that at your service, Lord Commander. Thank you, Cheapy. Cheapy, I think these guys have been here. I've also seen them lurking in the stream, so I think it's only fair, because I haven't announced memberships just yet, but they have been here and they seem curious. I think we should let these two gentlemen into our server, if you concur with that statement, good sir. We'll try to get them in. We'll get them in early as a like bonus. I don't know. Do something. We'll see if we can make it happen. Now, guys, usually how that would work is fair enough. Basically, how that works. I don't know if you guys are on Instagram, but you can either DM me your Discord names via Instagram, and then I'll send them over to Cheapy. Or if you're like chill with it, you can put them into the chat, and then Cheapy will just invite you to the server, because Cheapy's kind of the best like that. He knows what he's doing. I'm gonna do one more stripe here, by the way. But yeah, we can try to get you guys in. Okay, this red stripe. Okay, hold on. I hate it on the red stripe a little too early, but that's. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not doing nothing else to that because that will not get any better. I'm dead serious. Sick as heck. Let's see. I have a little bit of blue on the palette, and sorry, you probably didn't hear that, but I forgot to turn my airbrush compressor and it goes on occasionally, and so it just scared the crap out of me. Also, one thing I do like to do, I like to add blue lenses inside these guys' eyes. So I mean that's entertaining. We'll change it soon, probably. Oh, fair enough. What's wrong with Neodrip? Neodrip is it's drippy. Yeah. Anywho, there we go. Sorry, I'm just moistening up paint because. Oh, sorry. Wet palette check. I started watching your first Titan video. Oh, fair enough. I could let you in. I appreciate the honesty, and you know what? For the honesty is why I'm gonna let you in. I think that's fair. You have too many names? Oh, fair enough. It's not clear. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Alright, there we go. Now that guy's all cleaned up. Now it's time to begin the helmet. Oh dear, the helmet. The helmet is gonna be something. I'm gonna do that then. Fair enough. Everyone's moving and shaking. Let me grab something right quick. Actually, here's how we can make it work. 2 videos before first Titan vid. Oh, so for the tank, I think it would be the tank. Then yeah, that would be it. That'd be good. Yeah, what we can do for actually yeah we'll be able to we can get you in. That'll be okay. Let me hold on. Sorry, we're doing some El Diablo Barnez. Sick. That's a sick name as all heck, dude. Hold on, I'm gonna. Hold on. Oh yeah, fair enough. You could do that. Hold on, I'm just doing administrative stuff right quick. I'll be right back. Stand by. Cutoff date for the Discord. I think that's fair. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Now we're doing all that nice and secretively. It's all perfect. There we go. Now back to the painting. I actually got to review. I had to pull up an image, and then I forgot I had the tank on hand, literally right here. But I'm actually going to be copying these helmets right here. I got a very specific helmet, like, recipe going on here. So let me I'm going to prop this guy up off camera. You propose a cutoff date for the Discord? Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. I'm also just letting people in just because I got to get the YouTube membership going. Like I can make it go live. I guess I could just make it go live, but I want to make it go live as well as a like in a new video upload where I talk about it real quick and give like a brief introduction to the whole thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as a cutoff date would go, what would you recommend? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that. Also, I am trying to just prop a tank in the background here, so don't mind me. It's all very very spooky. What's up, CNSD? It's your stuff, man. Do what you want. Fair enough. When you hit a sub milestone, I think that's fair, and that's probably about what it's gonna be. The next video, if I'm able to do everything correct, I'm trying to get the next video up Monday. I'm not even kidding. I know it's been like 2 months per video. I'm legit trying to get a video up by Monday. I forgot my Discord username was Barry B Battle Droid. Fair enough. It's a great name, by the way. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to prop. Okay, now we can see what happens. I got to the fire beating up. Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab several things now. Hold on. We grab a neutral gray. I grab a dark gray. I also grab a uniform green. We grab... What else do we... Wait, what is the next color? I grab a yellow ochre. We grab... Oh my gosh, I think we just grab a red. And then we grab... Oh gosh. A pastel blue. So there's a lot of paints for the helmet. Oh, don't forget the black. Restarting browser, fair enough. Okay. Here goes a whole bit of business here. Basically, I'm copying this pattern right there. It's a very specific pattern. It's reminiscent of the 82nd Airborne Division's commemorative helmet that they have on like Amazon for like $120. But I thought it was cool, and so now it's part of the army. Welcome back. First things first is the pastel blue. Thankfully, it's only one guy, so we don't have to worry too much about nothing too crazy. Okay. I like gotta kind of watch what is happening. Okay, so we just kind of go down like that, essentially. And that... What's nice is we're able to afford going a little too splotchy or cover too much in the first bits because we can always cover it up later. Thank goodness. So kind of, yeah. All right, and then the next color, red. Pull out the red paint, which, you know, the cap is broken, and so the nozzle does not extract paint, so then I just simply rip out the nozzle and then use the paint in there, and I just dap it onto the wet palette. And we use that, and it will go great. And it will be fine. Okay, now the next, what are they? Okay, what do I want? Let's see. This will be, golly. This will be interesting. Here goes nothing, ready? 1, 2, 3, boogie, I guess. Okay, that's going up there. That is okay. That is in frame. Thank goodness gracious there. There's that. That's looking. Okay. Neat. Neat. There's the red. Next is the yellow. I also apply these paints extremely thick. You also paint Trench Crusade? No, believe it or not, my World War I loving ass, I do not personally jive with that. I'm not a big Trench Crusade guy. Like, the artwork's cool, and I think the game looks cool. It's just not my cup of tea. Funny enough. But World War I's my jam. How's the 8 gigabytes of horse propaganda? I tried to download it. The computer literally, no space left. It said it couldn't, but I did try. Horse army real, honestly. I'm going to make it real, too. I already have 20 horses. You can have a max of 60. I will have 60. I mark my words. Wait, what am I doing for yellow? Okay, yellow's a very small bit of the pie. It's also, like, way back here. Gosh, that is a thick application, but, you know. Boom. Let's see. That's looking yellow. I would argue that is yellow. Are we in agreement? Yes. Hopefully so. Next will be uniform green. That's fun. Also, it might be fun to do a tank painted in these outrageous colors. They look better once it's fully painted, which we'll see in a moment. But it might be fun to do one day. That might be what I do for if I get the Commissar Graves battle bus, whatever the heck that is. Maybe I'll make a special Trenchborn Legion character, but painted in a unique camo scheme. That might be fun. That might be neat to do. All right, now let us begin. Now, what's the pattern? What? Okay. Slightly, we kind of just go, we curve out, and then we go down. And then we go out even a little more. And we can go a little higher and curve out. Okay, there we go. The next color is... Okay, next color I will do is... He didn't yet, fair enough. Next color, dark gray. Let me grab the dark gray. There's a lot of... I painted like a standard vehicle because I hate painting black. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, thankfully I just have like my custom Trenchborn Legion scheme, but if I do get that, I might do a little something special and do like some World War I-esque camouflage, something like that. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. Now the dark gray does not actually look like anything. Oh, it actually does look like something on camera. That's hilarious. To my human eye, I don't notice a whole lot happening. There we go. We've damaged the blue a little bit, but the blue can be salvaged. Also, let me Look at the pattern. The blue will need to be salvaged. So let me just grab a blue and do that right quick. Fair enough. Cheapy the goat. He's putting himself out there. He's doing the Lord's work. Okay, there's that. Okay, that looks much better. And now for a light gray, which, like, brings it all together-ish. Propeller hat. Yeah. Pretty much. It's very reminiscent of that. Actually, after I will... You sent a pic of the commissar to the Discord? Fair enough. I'll check it out in just a moment. Let me finish the gray, and then let me show you the helmet I'm going after. So because propeller hat is very, very true, but that's I am actually going for a look, believe it or not. I like propeller hat though. Okay, so now that's all done and dusted. Looks good, right? Looks fine, actually. It's a bit of an ugly duckling right now, but we will save it in just a moment. While we go to save it, let me pull up the fabled. What in the world? Hold on. If I go there real quick. There we go. Sorry. Let me just adjust something real quick before anything wild happens. There we go. Okay. Now go to the monitor. Now we go to, it's the 82nd Airborne, not Brown, Born Division World War I helmet. And you'll see here it is right here. So that's the look I'm going after. I'm representing this sort of thing right here. There's better, I think, where's that? There's like a front angle. They got the AA there. There's like a clean version. So that's kind of what I'm going after as far as the helmet goes. That's what I'm copying. Now it does look similar to a how do you spell propeller? That's a joke. It does. I just like the smiling guy. It does look like a propeller hat at first. Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, a blind person could probably not tell the difference, not gonna lie. But that's that. It's a happy regiment, what can I say? Now, okay. Someone was, let me go up here. Let me make sure I'm not pulling up. Okay, yeah, we're still good. Let me go to the Trenchborn Legion Discord. We had someone talking about your commissar. Is that here? Mary B. Battle Droid. Oh, neat. Ooh, very cool. Ignore the beer. Yes, sir. Ah, yeah. Okay. That actually looks good in a standard color. I think I prefer that to the black. The black's just weird. It's like, yeah, I get it. Black's like what the commissars wear, but I mean, like, at the same time, hold on, if I go to the commissar Graves vehicle. Oh yeah, that's how you spell vehicle. Fun fact. Like, I go there and it's like, yeah, it's a cool model. It's just I kind of like the idea of just green, you know? Or like a consistent color on that sort of, that whole sort of shebang, if you would, you know what I mean? Why'd my screen brighten up, for the love of Scream? Ooh, how to paint. That'd be funny if I just streamed, but I watched a how to paint video. That might be the next thing. Anywho, this is hopefully dry now. No. The gray is still drying. But we will continue on anyways. The next step is going to be an interesting one. Also, yeah, the Graves vehicle is looking great, good sir. It's looking cool as heck. Now, real quick, we got to do this guy. We got to do the black lines delineating them. I am currently okay. Hopefully I am still streaming. Am I still streaming? Oh no. I can't see the chat if I'm still streaming. It signed me out. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Please tell me I'm still streaming. Please. I beg of you. Oh, I am. Are we good? Are we good? Are we okay? Okay, I think we're... This, okay, good. It scares me. Why does it do this to me? It will sign me out every now and then, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way. But okay. Okay, we're thank gosh, golly. Anywho, back to the painting. Where were we? All right. Now we got to bring out the fine brush. This is going to be an interesting bit of business here. We got to bring out like the cream of the crop, you know. This is a brush. It's the Winsor & Newton Series 7 brush. Finest sable. Wow, how neat, how fancy. Anyone clean brushes in here? I've never cleaned a brush in my life. But I see it so much, especially when talking about Winsor & Newton brushes. And I'm kind of just genuinely curious. Like I don't clean brushes. I don't like lick my brush. I don't do any of that business. Does anyone here do that? That's a genuine question. I don't know who does that. And I want to find out. I'm curious about the techniques is what I am. Ultimately, at the end of the day. Hold on, what I'm doing, let me actually do it on camera. Again, tons of colors on the color palette. Some brush up from tournament, so yes, oh, fair enough. Water pop was fucking up your brushes because it was super shallow. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Ah, no, I mean, as far as cleaning my brush goes, I grab water. This is gonna be riveting, okay? Take some water, in this case, Clamato juice, because I was mixing, what's it called? A Bloody Mary? Yeah. And then I put the brush in there, and then I wipe it off like this, and now I'm done. Hasn't failed me yet, especially with this new one. My other brushes fray out, but that's just because they're plastic, I think. That's what I've seen via YouTube. Yes, after non-oil cola, fair enough. Fair. These are fair things. GB, I didn't know you got brush soap. That's neat. Yeah, you can like preserve them and stuff. That's a fascinating thing. Yeah, but I don't. Not yet, anyways. I haven't had a catastrophic failure or nothing. It's usually if a brush does fray out, it's because I used like a texture paint or something. But aside from that, they're generally pretty good. Okay, and now I've mixed up very fine black. Let me zoom all the way in because this is where things are going to get rather interesting. Here goes nothing, okay? I'm going to attempt to trace. Hooked him since I used synthetic brushes. Oh, fair enough. I'm now going to try to trace a line delineating the colors. The dead silence is riveting. I know. There's a line. We've successfully done a line. Neat. That's part of a line. I'm going to try to finish this line. Move the hat out of the way. Keep it in frame. Keep it in frame. There's that. Now we're going down. I know the silence is riveting, but I gotta like lock in. Come on. Come on. Go. I know this is riveting content. Thanks for your patience. Okay. But see, you can kind of get the point. You can kind of get what we're after as we go about this whole bit of business, right? Not too gnarly. It's very doable just as long as you trace it. And it'll be fine. The thinner, the better generally, although if it's a tad on the thicker side, it just makes it easier to read, so it's not too bad, you know? Fair enough. Now the tops of this is going to be an interesting bit here. I'm just speed running it. I'm going to see what happens. That's fine. Like a very mosaic bright month. Fair enough. Whatever you say. Okay, now... Okay, we're almost done with the lines, and then I'm done with this whole bit of business. There's that. There's that good. Final line right here. Oh, gosh. There we go. Okay. And now, we have that. The fam wants to get pizza. Enjoy your pizza. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. But now, there we go. Looking helmeted, if I do say so myself. Last thing to do for this guy will be, as I'm observing him, yeah, it is time to apply the wash. I could also try to freehand the... Do I still have the tab pulled up? I better. Yes, I do. I could also just try to quickly freehand the AA. Yeah, no, okay. This guy's just, he's ready to be washed. So this is going to be the interesting part. I think we're going to be able to make this work. Spend 45 minutes on getting the stream ready and finishing up this guy. I think this might work out perfectly if we play our cards right. I'm going to mix up an oil wash. Let me zoom way out. Move everything out of the way. Thank you for being a reference random tank, and now you will now go back into purgatory. We will see what the heck happens. Oh my gosh, go in. Don't worry, my magnetization works all the time. This is fine. Okay, there's that. I magnetize. I'm basically just copying this tank recipe as far as painting goes. Now, put this guy back. Boom. Done and dusted. And then this brush is all fine, so I'm just going to gently put this guy away as to not damage nothing. There we go, perfect. All good as gold. I put it in the tube because I spent $27 on that brush. Yeah, that could have been used for paint, but here we are. Let's see. Yeah, time to mix up the oil wash for this guy, and we're going to see what the heck actually happens when we mix it up. Don't need the wet palette anymore, and I think that's actually going to do it for this whole wet palette. So, shout out to the wet palette guys. Look at all the colors we've accumulated. Now, I should also say I did paint several Death Guard Plague Marines, and so that also accumulated to it, but this started out for the tank, and now we're left with that lovely bit of business. And I've also dropped it in paint, I guess. That's the bottom is very... There's something there. Anywho, moving on swiftly. Oh, well, first I gotta put away the... Look at all the paints we were left with. Look at all those guys just sitting there, dude. Here, let me actually move it up. We can actually all see... We can all see it being put away real quick. Hopefully that holds. There we go. Perfect. Now we can actually all see how the paints go away. It is all organized, believe it or not. It's a fascinating thing. The German gray and the black keep getting swapped. I don't know why I keep doing that. I was literally about to blame someone else too, but I forgot I'm the only one in here. So RIP. There's that. We got uniform green that goes right up there. And then we have our red that begins the... I do have a rainbow. Happy Pride Month. Okay. Anywho, now we can change this guy, bring him right back down to there. Looking good. Looking good. Nice. Time to mix up a oil wash. Now, we just did this in the... Was it the last stream? 2 streams ago? Something like that. Let's grab an oil. A pan. That was excessive. Excessive volume. And we just need a tiny bit. A tiny amount of oil. That's all we need. Just a teensy tiny little bit. So let me grab some white spirits right quick so we can actually thin this guy down. And now I'm going to just simply uncap it. I gotta be careful because I've gotten oil everywhere on this guy before, so... And I'm just gonna do a slight, just a tiny bit. Tiny bit, because all we're covering is a guy that's not even like... He's like barely 3/4 of an inch tall. So, yeah. There you go. Boom. Now, take a pipette, fill it with some white spirits, throw the white spirits in there. I'm fine if it, you know... If it's a little more than diluted. Oh, fair enough. All right, now let's mix this sucker up and see what we can get with it. Hopefully I didn't dilute it too much. I don't think I did. I might have. Oh, no, it's fine. You can also just deploy the straight oil onto them and then wipe it off. That's also very possible to do. Now that is all somewhat mixed. Okay, maybe we want a little thicker. Let me just try to mix one of the chunks in here a little more. And let's see, how does that look? Okay, that's just actual paint. That's not even a wash. Oh my gosh. There we go. All right, this should be good. Zoom in. Get ready. We're going to wash this guy. Here goes nothing. Oh, thank goodness the consistency is fine. That is helpful in our endeavors, for sure. Nice. 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 Okay. That worked out incredibly well. Now to do the helmet. Say goodbye to our bright, happy colors here. It is now gone. But it will be worth it in the end. Now that that's all done there, hold on, let me get in a couple more spots. After the matte varnish is actually probably going to go fast too. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how this whole thing works. And might I just be playing Slither IO for the rest of the stream? Perhaps. With the way things are going now, we might be finished. Or we can just rant about how good our tank is. We'll see what happens. Now this guy's all washed, and now it's time to wait for him to dry. Cool. So now we do that. There's a whole bunch of leftover oil. You know, we mixed too much, but thankfully it's oil paint. It's very cheap, for now at least. And I'm just going to wipe off excess oil paint and then put that brush back. I'm not going to brush it in any, or wash it in any spirits or nothing. We don't got to worry about that. And because, I guess before the matte varnish, I'm gonna matte varnish, and then after the matte varnish is varnished, we'll glue on all of our stowage bits and pieces, and I think that'll be fine. And that might take a while because I don't remember where half of them go. It will be interesting to say the least to see what transpires, you know. All right, now that is all clean, nice and clean, but awesome, neat, cool. Kazawi Kawau, right? Don't nail that thing. Next up, okay, this is where things get interesting. I can actually put the water away. Don't need that. Let me zoom all out. Wasn't there a decal sheet? There was thought of a decal sheet. But the thing was, my day ran it was a little gnarly. One of the horses was almost killed by a mountain lion. Not almost killed. She actually fought so bravely. Shout out to my Zanny horse. She is a fucking trooper. I'm not even kidding. That was an insane experience. But she fought it off. So that kind of threw a little wrench in the plan. So I was up checking on her. But then I came back down and just timing. I didn't have time to set up how to get it like done in like 3 minutes. Because literally 4 minutes before the stream, I was trying to fix the camera because at first it wasn't even streaming to the computer. But now it is. I might do something cheeky like that at some point. We shall see, though. In a different stream. That would be the ultimate place to do that. Can we name a tank after her? We might have to. Because she's kind of a badass, not gonna lie. She did her job very well. Freaking fought like a beast, dare I say. Now, okay, let's bring the whole tank out, because here we go. Bonk. Boom. How neat is that? There's our tank. There's Wilson. The stream's called Painting a Tank, and now we're actually seeing the tank. That's pretty neat. This is our boy Wilson right here. And now it's time to varnish Wilson. Honestly, yeah. I also was thinking... Usually you'll do like black for like cannons for like all the smoke and stuff, but I then remembered this is a new tank. This is a fairly new tank off of the, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to spell it. I was just told that was her name and don't remember how to spell it. And I'm being dead serious. But there could be black here. I'm not going to put any black here because it's a new tank, kind of fresh off the lot, or fresh out of stowage, I should say. So with that being said, there's just, in case you were wondering, shouldn't there be gun burn? I will not be doing that here. We also have tons of stowage bits, as you can see. A whole bunch of, oh, that's where that went. Still have the makeup sponge, I used it. I wiped away the oil wash with. No wonder it's been smelling so funky in here. No wonder I've been feeling so great. Okay, anyways. We're going to whip out the airbrush. I do with these so-called horses? Yes, I horse around with them, essentially. Okay, here's our airbrush. Thank goodness the trigger's nice and smooth. I did make sure to keep everything all nice and clean for this process, so now we can just go right into the matte varnish without a second thought. Now, as far as matte varnish goes, this will take a fair amount of coats because the... oh my gosh, what's it called? The pigment powder mud mixture that we used, very fragile. Let me just, as an example here, you see the bottom of the tank? See all that stuff? See, clean finger, not clean finger anymore. We need a lot of layers of matte varnish in order to really secure that. You could use pigment binder, I guess. I've never used it. I haven't bought it yet. But I've found that tons of layers of matte varnish also work just as well. And the matte varnish is great stuff. So, there it is. AK Interactive's Ultra Matte Varnish. The ultimate thing ever. The ultimate thing. For sure, for sure. I am going to grab a bit of cardboard to prevent overspray, question mark. Yes, I will. Let me grab that right quick and throw away some excess things that we don't need. I know I faded out of existence right there, but now I'm back. Illegal underground horse fights? No. Do I also do artillery pieces? Yes. I gotta do, yeah, I see so-called horses, robots, emu, sheep, and goat, and sometimes crows. Fair enough. Fair enough. But no underground horse fight. No, I'm a rancher. My collar's blue, but my neck is red. Yeah, ranchers can be into Warhammer. I didn't even know that. Anywho, now, let's see. Yeah, I do our, I said haha. I've done artillery pieces. I haven't done, like, field ordnance batteries. The only thing I've done as far as for my Legion specifically are some third-party Earthshaker carriage batteries. But I'm going to do artillery stuff soon because I want to do an artillery spam list one day. Because that would be the funniest thing ever to do. I make the sauce. I make something. I make the barbecue sauce, and I just go into my fridge and I pull out some barbecue, and then I just lather that on my pancakes. That's how diehard redneck rancher I am. You got soft hands, boy. I say as I paint a sci-fi tank like a nerd. Anywho, we're gonna mask up because we're gonna be spraying like an heck. I thought you made ranch. That's what rancher does. That's a side hustle, but I don't really consider that my forte, you could say. Now, who's ready to... Thankfully, the wood chipper's done. Hopefully, you'll still be able to hear me through the mask. Are you ready to matte varnish and finish this tank? I am. Also, I have to blow the mask out because I found a spider twice in it because the workshop is basically just a shed with a lot of bugs and stuff. But I don't really care at the end of the day because I just squish them. Makes sense? Great. Here goes nothing. This guy barely fits over me. Goddamn. Okay. Here goes nothing. We simply... First things I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little IPA. Isopropyl alcohol. This is what I call priming the airbrush. Take the airbrush, I take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and I just do like 1-2 drips in there. I'm just doing that, and then I kind of just open up the trigger just to like really get it in there, and then I'll just spray it out. And you'll see it sprayed great. So I know the paint's not going to clog at least right away. And the matte varnish is actually very good about spraying very cleanly through it, so I don't worry about it too much. Let me open up the airbrush drawer so I have more reach. Which I know makes sense because you can't actually see what's going on, but I have my airbrush compressor in a drawer, and I have to bring the drawer out so I can get the perfect reach here, because usually I use the airbrush there, but I'm not because who needs that? Make sense? Good. Here goes nothing. Why won't you close? Oh, thank you. Nice Bane impression. Thank you. I try my best. Put a ton of you in there. Good. Here goes nothing. Should I wear gloves? I mean, my hands aren't too glossy, but
A good coating of protection will be. You merely adopted the fume. I was born in them. Yep. Fair. I used to embrace the fume. Uh, I don't know why I stopped. I never actually got worse as far as my condition went. Anywho, I should probably put out my disclaimer. Wear a mask because I legally have to do that. Anywho, let's begin. Guys, look at this. How riveting is all that? Isn't that sick? Isn't this insane? Looky there. How neat is all that? Wow. Absolutely crazy. Insane stuff we are witnessing right here. I am spraying literally just all over the gun. And that's going to be the next 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up. Here goes nothing. We're going for it. We're doing it. We're really doing it, Red Man. We're really doing it. Okay. Now get the edge there. There we go. Looking good. Looking snazzy. Snazzy as all heck. Snazzy as heck, I say. And there's a gun. Next gun. Now, hopefully, now there's a compressor running as I'm talking. I don't know if you hear the vibrations of the compressor or if you can still hear me fine. That would be neat if you could still hear me. I hope you can. Please tell me if you can hear me because I am rather concerned. I think you can. I think we've discussed this before. I just can't remember. Okay, now there's all the guns and barrels all done and dusted, looking good, looking snazzy, if I do say so myself. Now we just finish off this whole bit of business like that. You can hear me? Perfect. Thank you so much. You are that makes me feel so much better. All right. Now I'm gonna varnish. Let's see. I'm just gonna varnish these real quick, just because they're small, and I'm gonna get those to dry faster than later. Just a little absolute ton of varnishing. You know how it is. That's looking all good as gold right there, if I do say so myself. Perfect. Looking good. Alright. These, I don't know why I varnished this these backpacks didn't need anything, but I did. It's so they don't feel left out. How about that? Next up is the turret. Here goes. This is the first big piece. Here goes nothing. It's just a matter of systematically spraying the entire thing. Because if you just go over it like, wee, let's go, then it's gonna be hard to pinpoint areas you might have missed. So I just kind of want to work methodically, which makes it take a little longer, but it helps prevent like going in after the fact once everything dries. Because it's also hard to tell right when the matte varnish like stays, because it's got to dry, and until it's dry, it's going to look a little glossy. So we kind of have to just move along until we can figure the whole frickin' shebang out. Alright. Now that's looking decent so far. We're doing good. We're doing A-okay. It's going swimmingly, as they say. There we go. Looking good. Now we'll do the top bit. Working my way all around there. Get inside the hole, get the outside of the hole, just blow off all the excess. Good as gold, bright as rain. And this is going swimmingly. It's going just fine. There's all that we go. Oh dear, we already got like a tippage or something. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's like that's what they were saying. That's funny. It will be fine. See? Now, with all that, like I don't know if you can kind of see here, like that bit of shininess right there, right there. That's just matte varnish. No, it is not matte varnish. That is still glossy, but it can look like uh, it's just matte varnish that needs to dry, but no. Then we see that looks like it's gloss because it's all shiny and stuff. But once you put air on it for a bit, it becomes not gloss. So that's just where it can be a little challenging to like decipher whether something's still drying or if you need another coat of matte varnish on it. But we're doing just fine. No, slowly but surely, as they say. Alright. I think now I'm going to move on to the hull. This is the big shebang now. Here goes. Here's where we gotta work a lot of layers into this guy. So I'm just gonna start and we're just gonna go heavy. We are not pulling any punches with this guy. Here we go. You can kind of notice it darkens it down a little bit. Kind of looks like fresher mud because it's darker, which I don't mind, which is why I roll with it. Now, I'm just gonna spray the absolute heck out of this guy. Especially the treads. Like I don't mess around. I'm just doing, because this doesn't need like one thick coat. It needs multiple thick coats to get this stuff to stick on there. But it is worth it because it looks very good in the end. At least in my opinion. I'm also going to try to avoid the rust. Because believe it or not, the matte varnish on the rust, I find that it dulls it down a little bit. So I am just going to like trace a line around it and then avoid that completely. But not being careful on like other areas, you know what I mean? It's all part of there's a master plan, see? It'll all work out in the end, I hope. So, that's looking good there. Get the top of that. There we go. Kind of. Oh, well, fun fact. When the matte varnish dries, it actually does kind of go back to being its normal brown. You can kind of see it change. See, like now that track link's normal, but it was dark just a second ago. That's actually cool. I didn't even know that. I thought it was permanent, but there I go. You learn something every day, even if you've painted like even if you've painted 4 Rogeldorns already. There's still stuff to learn. Let it be known. Get the back here, and we're just spraying the absolute living heck out of this whole thing. No punches will be pulled on this guy. Let that be known. Now I can begin on the back of this guy here. Looking good. Looking good as gold. There we go. Just working on the treads. Now I can actually move in on the back. Nice, nice, nice. Again, thick layers. I'm not going to mess around with this guy. You can go over the whole model, and if you do a nice thick application, you might not have to go over. But you also have, sometimes you can see right here, the matte varnish starting to like pile up and it's all white and stuff. You can just blow it off because this isn't a paint. Once you blow it all around, it will start to even out. And it will dry just fine, and you won't notice anything was ever there in the first place. So that's what's cool about varnishes, ladies and gentlemen. Now there's all happy business. Now let's begin this side. Again, just absolutely dunking the heck out of it. There we go there. Don't even joke, lad. Type stuff, you know what I mean? That's looking nice. Looking fine and fire, if I do say so myself. Looking good. Looking snazzy, looking muddy. I'm actually stoked with how this is turning out. Are we out of matte varnish? There's no way. We are actually out of matte varnish. Wow, that you go through a lot of matte varnish doing this, I come to realize. Let me add a little more and then continue. Because, yeah, multiple layers. Not even messing around. Like I said, we're going to give it a good soak in matte varnish, especially the treads. Mainly the treads. Only the treads. We're doing a nice thin coat everywhere else. Oh, come on, you little bugger, go in. There we go. Continue. That's looking all nice and dandy there. We're getting that off of there. It's all looking good as gold, if I do say so myself. There we go. That's all drying. They're all like checks with it's drying to see if I need like some more matte varnish on areas, but no, we're good. We're looking just fine. Okay. Wow, didn't even hit the front. Let me hit the front real quick. There we go. There. Looking good. Good as gold. Nice. Okay. Again, I'm like going over the entire rest of the model. Just see it, we're sealing it in. Very repetitive, I know, but that's just kind of, that's what we got to do. So that's what will be done. That is, okay, that might, that's a lot. That will definitely seal this guy in. Golly. That was wild, though. That's goddamn. Okay. Do a nice little bit of filling in. There we go. All looking fine. Fine and dandy. Produces in itself. Again, lots of this is still drying. I'm going to do a final layer, and then I think that'll be good. I think this will be good to go. And let me... And then I'm just going to air dry it real quick, because the next step is to glue on the stowage. And we kind of need the tank to be dry in order to do that. So that will be interesting. Yep. Here we go. We're really doing it. Pretty sick. Okay, now I'm going to call that about good, done, and dusted, and then go about my day. Let's see. We still got a little matte varnish left. Thankfully, the bottle allows us to do something very cool. And that is... Or actually, hold on. I guess I could varnish the guns. I'll just give them a quick, like not even nothing crazy sort of stuff. Just a quick like little doohickey like that. There we go. Nothing wild, you know. Just something to give them like a little coat of something. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Huh? We're almost out. Well, I'll just use the rest of it actually and just clean it out on the treads, so we can lock these suckers in. We'll lock them in good. There we go. Other side real quick. Again, looking good. That's going out nice and fast. Perfect. Absolute perfection. Got that done. Almost out. There we go. Final seal it in on these wheels. And on these wheels. Now we are out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the airbrush stage done. Now, we do have our tanker still. Except he's wet. He's still, the oil wash is still drying. Now that I think about it, I actually probably could have just done a null oil wash. But we're keeping it consistent. That's the goal here. That's the whole job. We're doing fine. Now I'm going to clean this guy real quick. So this will be an interesting bit. Because you probably won't be able to see it. Actually, if I turn the camera over, let's see if I can get you a view of how we clean this whole thing. Let me undo this. But guys, we did the airbrushing. That's sick. Good job. We did it. It's all very... The camera angle will be bad. This is all I can get, but you just got to trust the process. There we go. We pull open this. And now, there's our airbrush water. There's our forbidden fruit punch. I think that's what we decided on the name as, right? And so then I just throw the brush in there and I just absolutely clean it. Real quick. Hold it under, we're waterboarding it. This water is also very cold, which is kind of scary because, you know, because it's not cold here. But, you know, to each their own, I suppose. Now that that's all good as gold, I gotta actually bring it back to the desk so we can do the final cleanup. But that's our forbidden fruit punch. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. Round of applause for the fruit punch. Now let me go webcam because I'm just gonna simply grabbing a paper towel to dry my hands after that whole fiasco. And then I just take the airbrush and I use that paper towel. And I kind of just wipe off the excess paint just like that. So now I'm spraying out the excess. And that's looking all good. And to keep this trigger nice and moving, and to get rid of any spent paint, I'm just going to take some isopropyl alcohol and I'm just going to put a whole bunch in there, move it around, and eject it. Eject it until clean. Got a little on my hand, but you know, who cares? Would I drink the fruit punch or resin cola? I'd drink the fruit punch. If it was like gun to my... The fruit punch so would be too thick. Yeah. Yeah, the resin is like chocolate milk the day before it expires. That's what I'm thinking. I can now take this freaking contraption off, golly.
Blah. That's isopropyl alcohol still in the air. Anyways, let's fix the camera. This is healthy. We're fine. I will not regret this in 5 years. Back to our tank. Our tanka. Our tonka. Forbidden fruit punch would fix you. To each their own is what I say. That's what I say to that whole bit of business. Now I can throw out the matte varnish and our thingy, whatever it's called, isopropyl alcohol there. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. Guys, officially now, the tank is painted. The whole tank is officially done. It just needs to be assembled. But we are done painting the tank. So, I mean, that's kind of neat. That's a fun bit of that, right? Now, let's think here. There's still stuff drying. It like looks all glossy. Like, see that big bit of gloss? That's just matte varnish that needs to dry. We just need to let it dry. But while it dries, pardon me, we also gotta wait for this guy to dry. We'll see how that happens. What do you know about Gravity Falls? Dude, I need to watch that in chronological order now. I used to just watch it via Disney XD, and then I'm like, it's like I'm watching the finale, and then I'm watching season 1, episode 3. And I'm like trying to put it all together. It's like Matt Pat trying to put together the FNAF lore. What will I do against the French allegations? Allegate that. Okay, okay, I should probably stick to the camera that's like made for details. Hold on. Allocate that. That's a Frenchman. Got him. That now looks like a hate crime on behalf of that I did. It's part of my lore, I swear to God. You gotta trust me on this. But yeah. It's still good? Yeah, fair enough. Don't need that box anymore. We did it. Is the German flag on his arm, buddy? What's that mean? It means I'm poor. Now, you know, the poor came after the Warhammer, mind you. That's why we have the shirt now. Anywho, let's actually, we get to take this guy out of the Buddy the French are hardly oppressed. Yeah, this is true. Or is it? Or are you just anti-French propagandeer, as they say? Propaganda guy, as they say. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta be on my toes at all times, right? Let's see. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks good. All right. I'm gonna now hope I took a photo of the tank beforehand. I am now going to go through my phone because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember how the stowage is supposed to go on the tank. So stand by just like a little bit. This is gonna be very interesting. Again, the Gen Zer is doom scrolling on his phone. Where on? Oh gosh, I didn't take a. Wait. How many of those shirts do I have? I have 5. I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, it's Thursday. Okay. Sorry, I remember now. For the love of lamb, where is my tank? We're gaming again. Go back to painting. There it is. He needs to get a French shirt. Do I have any French surplus? I have so much surplus. You did take a photo. Yes. Yeah, I found it. Here it is. Okay, so we got a gun laying down. We got, okay, the stowage is back there. And then, hold on. Okay, and then we got more stowage over here. You would be in danger if we did. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I'm looking at everything. Okay, I got a general idea of what needs to happen now. Perfect. I sent it to you. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm like, how did you know that? That would make a lot of sense. Now, with this as my reference, I'm gonna prop this sucker up right there, right off in the periphery, so we can see what's going on. And now I'm gonna begin to just take everything off and just lay it all out here. Is the French shirt just a white shirt so it doubles as a surrender? I don't know. It's a very good question, though. It's you know, that's one for the discussions, one for the ooh, what's it called? I also probably shouldn't say that, but it's one for that, one for the books. To say, you know. Let's see. Grab all the guns. We got a whole pile of stuff being accumulated here. Very interesting. A lot of guns. Lot of guns. I mean, look at that pile of guns. That's nuts. Not including the big guns. I say, wait. Yeah, that's good enough. Actually, no, that's not. The turret mag. Wait. I'm like, hold on. Is that? You see that gloss shine? Is that matte varnish drying? No, that's actually gloss varnish. We need more matte varnish. Family of... Gotta get me that Chick-fil-A. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. All right. You have a good Chick-fil-A with your family. Thank you for tuning in. That's awesome. You had an idea for a custom tank for Tarbo, since many tanks are named after Primarchs. This one would obviously be a heavy siege tank because it's daily rare and history is hidden. That sounds fun. More matte varnish for us. Do we need a mask for this? Yes. Yes, we do, because safety is our #1 priority. We got to be safe at all times. Move the phone out of the line of fire. So yeah, hold on. Let me just mask up real quick, and then I will continue the matte varnish. Looks good. And there's matte varnish to spare. How neat. You know, before I actually throw it away, as we look at this tank, as we go to assemble it, we might need some more spurts of matte varnish. So I'm just going to leave that in the airbrush and then put that off to the side. Dare I say genius? Or dare I say very silly? I don't know. Is it going to be fun? Let's see what goes on here. Now that's drying. Kind of need that to dry. After the hairs say they got locked in the vault under Olympus Mons and Crawl only just found them. Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. But they won't do that because they are cowards. Fair enough. A lot of boxes here. A lot of boxes. Custom-made boxes. Very fun. Very fun boxes, dare I say. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just start disassembling. Gonna take these off their painting jigs, which is blue tack. Wow. I sound surprised it's something I myself did, but I thought it was hot glue. Also, there's what we're left with. We are left with... That's like a cool piece of something. I don't know what, though. Oh, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. That's kind of an interesting thing. Want to make your own boxes now? It's... You know, it's not too bad of a strat. And they paint it up nice enough, you know? Let me actually grab... if I have it, hold on. I don't know if I have... Oh, I have it. We're good. Like, here's an official GW box, and then here's my custom box. So my custom box is a little thinner and maybe a hair longer, but... And so when you compare them, you kind of go, woof. But when they're on their own, they don't look half bad. And it's probably very easy just to shorten each side a little bit and make it look more proportionate, which is the right word. Right? I don't know. Okay. Now we just rip off the rest of them. Again, they look better as Stoge. That is true. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want this like on a base or something right next to like some infantrymen. What? Oh. Sorry, I got a notification from the horse racing game, and it was talking about the Cancer Cup, and I was confused. I was so confused. Now let's... Okay, here... Oh gosh, there's a... Not sure why I used 5 100 grams of blue tack for a single backpack. Look at the blue tack's the size of the backpack. Huh? That's interesting. But it held it down, didn't it? Yes, it did. Yes, it did for sure. All right. Now, move it all off to the stick in for the love of stick. There we go. We also painted a gun. We got a rifle. We got a las rifle. Look at that sucker. The Lee pattern las, although it should probably call it the Lee Henry las because the front of it's a Lee Enfield Mark number 4 Mark 1 and the back is literally just a Martini Henry, which we all discovered during these streams. Fun fact. Shout out, if you would. Now I'm taking all that off. That's the one that leans back. That's the one that's just sitting on the tank. Neat. Now that's all good there. And our guy, you enjoy the rants? Well, thank you. They make you feel sad. You know what? I honestly take it. That is actually great. The biggest compliment I could get. Now, this guy's still drying. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, when I oil washed the tank, it was hot as heck here. It's actually cloudy outside, which is wild. Still a little warm in the workshop, but not warm enough for the auto fan to turn on anywho. Let's see. Going to just... We're going to start building this guy. Is the compressor still on? No, that is the massive wood chipper that is literally within 50 yards of here. So there's some heavy wood chipping going on. It's actually not as loud as it was. So the audio might be a little scuffed, but I can't make them stop. But I tried. I shot a gun in the air and they didn't respond. They didn't respond to violence. Okay, let me pull up exactly how this is laid out, and we're going to begin laying stuff out. How far is the yard? 3 feet. Don't know how... it's 3 human feet. 3 U.S. feet. Which is equivalent to 3 feet. Yeah. There you go. Okay, now begins. Now we gotta. Okay, now we gotta try. I gotta like dry fit it all again to match the photos before I start gluing it. Okay, that's all on like that, and that looks. Oh no. That will go on here. This will go on there because 2 of these are slightly thicker, and I want the thicker ones on the outside because it would look better and more visually appealing that way. So a meter, basically. Yeah, basically a meter and a yard are pretty much the same thing. Funny story. Hold on. Side tangent, okay? We were at, like, some event, and it's like an athletic event, and it's like you got it's like a 500 meter, a 1,000 meter, and then a mile. And for some reason, they're like, oh, it's not... It was like, I forget exactly what it was. But we were, like... 500 meters. I was participating in the 500 meter because I'm not athletic. Okay, sitting there, we're ready to go. Next thing you know, some guy goes out to the marker, drags it back 50 yards, close to 50 meters. And we're like, pal, it was literally 500 meters or 500 yards or whatever. Or yeah, 500 meters. And he's like, no, we need it to be 500 yards. And so I guess when you multiply that, it ends up in a 50-yard difference. Now, is that true or not? I don't know. I've never looked it up because I don't care. Because that's not where my expertise is specialized in. But I was upset, and I'm going to rant about it because I had to participate in 50 meters extra of physical activity. Back to a tank. There's my meter rant for you. Yeah, you're sane, Mossy. You're sane. Okay, so that looks decent there. Also on the phone, it's kind of overexposed, but yeah, it's all very interesting. So if it was 500 meters, should have made it 50 shorter. Essentially. At least that's what I think. It's been years since that, and it has been years since I've participated in a physical event. Okay, that looks good there. Now I'm going to grab our other bit. This is a fun looking bit here. That's what I want you to think. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm very easy to fool. You'll find that out quickly. There. That looks good. I'm gonna super glue that in place now. 500 meters, 450 yards. Huh. Now I know. Now you said that's what you want me to think. Hold on. Now I'm paranoid. Let me double check. 500. Oh, sorry. 500 meters to miles. Wait. Oh, wait. Is that right? 500 meters. That doesn't. Oh, yards. Fuck. Oh, goodness gracious, I mean. 2 yards. Oh, good. This is great. Oh! Okay, 500. According to Google, 500 meters is equivalent to 546 yards. So, just 96, 94, 90, 93.193 above Mossy. So you were very close, but there's that. I did input mile. I am as dumb as a box of rocks. I will accept that. I meant it the other way up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now that the math is over and that we're all very well learnt now, let us begin gluing. Here goes nothing as far as the gluing. This is gonna be an interesting little bit of business. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna hope for the best here. Here goes nothing. Taking some Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Bang it on the table. Hopefully I didn't blow out the speakers. And now we begin the interesting part. I'm just gonna like grab the crates like that. Put them on the ground right there. Let me move the whole situation up so it's all more in frame. And now I think I think a good little dollop there, a dollop there, a dollop here, and a dollop here, and then there, and make it a little bigger there, and then there, and then there. I think that's reasonable. It's like an airbrush, but without 30 minutes of setup and takedown. Ah. Fair enough, fair enough. Put you down there. Put you up there. Kind of gives an appearance of randomly placed stuff. But, I'm not dissatisfied with that. Very nice. There's the... Why aren't you sticking? Oh, it's because you're not, like, actually... You would need to sit on the edge. There's no actual contact point. Or where the glue is. Oh, dear. Let's see. Okay, now that's beginning to dry. Now I know what I'm doing, so leave me alone, phone. I got it from here. Okay, now we're going to glue the corners here. Should I rough up the surface? Maybe, but I'm not. Because womp womp. Because who needs to do that, am I right? Am I right? Except we'll do a ton here. There we go. A lot of loud noises outside. I don't know if you hear a massive bit of a machinery truck driving by, but it was. Now let's glue this sucker on there and make it look all good as gold. Oh my, I broke it. Golly. There we go. Hold that down in place. Also, the wood is not really wanting to stick. The wood's not wanting to stick, so I'm gonna have to do something a little... I just gotta get the corners, because here, let me show you real quick. We got like these little... See these little rivet thing, or these... I don't know what the trim, I would call it. The boxes are just too long that they sit on the trim, so there's no direct contact with the bottom. So I'm gonna just need to do a couple dots of direct contact with the with those bits of trim there to make it all sit nice and flush. But that won't be too difficult, in theory. We will see ultimately. Yeah, that came off very easily. I think what I'll do is I'll maybe make these glops a hair bigger, just so there's like more that grips on eventually as it goes. And then I will kind of line the edges of the trim there, and then the edges of the trim here. Trying to keep it fine so there's no like super glue residue, but you know, we get what we get. We'll see what happens. I don't know what will happen. Here goes nothing. Cope cage on top. Probably not. Okay, here goes. Okay, part 2. Here goes nothing. It's tried to super glue to the mat. Golly. Okay, there. Sit down. Thank you. Here you go. Now push it all in place, and now we just hold it. Now comes the very, like, don't blink. Can't afford to blink. You can't miss what's about to happen. And what's about to happen is I'm gonna hold this down for 10 more seconds. So just, don't even blink. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss this. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't even. Nope. Focus. Look at the hands. Watch them. See what they're doing? Okay, now I'm going to remove it. And now they're on. And now I have successfully super glued my hands together. And, okay, well, maybe not that, but God. What's your second favorite faction after Imperial Guard? That's an interesting question you have there. I mean, what I'm painting right now is fun. I'm painting up some Death Guard. Like, I have Death Guard, and they're fun. I enjoy them. Honestly, I think, yeah, it would be Death Guard. Death Guard's my second favorite, because I also like the story. I hate Typhus's guts, but I like the story of Typhus being a traitor, and then Mortarian's like, dude, I don't want my boys to feel pain. So I'm low-key gonna make a deal and say, hey, I submit to Nurgle so my boys don't feel pain. And they're all like, ah, shoot, man, but dang, thank you. Why not just trim the edges of the boxes? Only because they're already painted. And I didn't think of it. So there's your answer there. Okay, what's the next bit? Dude, yeah, screw Typhus for real. And the sad part is, here's kind of a sad part. I was listening to a bunch of lore videos about the Death Guard, and I was listening to it while I was painting Typhus. And it was while I was painting Typhus that I learned about what he did. And then I just, like, didn't like painting him. So it was sad. I'm like, I don't want to finish this guy anymore. I kind of hate his guts. All of his guts, all of his everything that's happening there. Hold on, I'm pulling up the photo to take a look at the next bit of business we got to do. Okay, now we have a bit. I will point with the gun right here. There you can kind of see right at the tip of the cannon there. There is some bottles. Cool. That's the fire extinguisher. Okay, so now this fire extinguisher gets to go on. And it gets to go on right there. So let me just do a dot there and a dot there. Link the dots together like a koala bear. Cool. Now we put it on. Which way does the... Okay, fire extinguisher points that way. There we go. We're setting that on. Hopefully that looks good. That looks decent enough for me. Nice. There's our bit of stowage. It's all happening. Let me zoom in so we can kind of get some better views of what the heck is actually going on here. You know what I mean? Oh, there we go. Please tell me I took a photo of the back of the tank. I did not take a photo of the back of the tank. We will make do with what we have, ladies and gentlemen. It will be fine. Put you there. Next step to do, I think... well, I can do what I can see right now. Next is putting on these sandbags. All these bunch of sandbags. That'll be fun, eh? They're just going right there. Riveting, I know. This will be fairly straightforward to do. And let's see. Does the edge actually touch the bottom? No, not quite. Okay, so I'm just going to do a big glop there, and then do some glops where you won't see them. And I am trademarking the word glop. I know it's like a word that's been said, but it's mine now. I don't care. Because I like it. And if I like it, it's mine. Okay. Now we put that guy down there. Hold that down for a second. And that stuck on very well, if I do say so myself.
Not bad at all. Very happy with that. Not dissatisfied with that in the slightest. Next, I have... Okay, I can kind of see where I put these... Oh, no. Got a little super glue on these guys. What in the world? I got super glue all over my hands. Hold on. Let me get it off. The best way to get it off is to just, like, put your hands together and then pull them apart real quick, and then your skin will just dry the super glue instantly, and so then you're clean to go. Fun fact, I guess. Okay, the bags are going on, like, right there. They're just going to be piled there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a big old glop onto each of the back of the bags here. Okay. Kind of the edges because I'm not quite sure how this will sit. There's one. Now we're going to put that in place there. Kind of sitting maybe on the side there. That might be fun, yeah. Or not, or so. Yes, there we go. We were able to save it. Let that dry. Now we got, where do we want this one? Probably right there. Do something in the corner there, something on the edge here, and then just kind of trace the edges, and then go on like that. Perfect. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. You know? Let's see. Nice. And then, so now we got some more stowage looking all nice and random and stuff. I think that's it for the, yeah, that's it for the hull. And that's a pretty busy hull. There's a whole lot going on here. I love the look of all the boxes on there though. I know it's a little overexposed because I'm using a different camera filter thingy, but it's cool. And there's our rust, which just looks better than ever now that it's had a real chance to dry. I'm going to put the turret on and then or actually no, I'm going to save the turret. I'm going to put the turret on last. We're going to make a big deal out of it. Going to make a big shebang out of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's what I had to do real quick. Yes, it is looking insane as all heck. I got to do silver paint on the magazines here. You'll see in just a moment. But I forgot to redo them after the oil wash. They kind of got dulled down a little too much. And because I'm literally too lazy to pull out a brush and the water jar, which is literally just in a container, I am actually taking a toothpick to paint. And it's working actually incredibly. This is working outrageously good. Hold on. Okay. New painting meta, everybody. Toothpick. Oh, shoot. I freaking hit. Now, see, I rushed it. I got cocky, and that's what I get. I spilled a little paint off onto the turret. Gosh dang it. Well, you can't win them all, right? Let me wet that real quick and then just wipe it off real quick before anyone has a chance to even notice what the heck happened, and so they can't slander my name, you know what I mean? Shh, nobody tell no one. Nobody tell no one. This is just fine. It's A-okay. It's all good as gold. There we go, but now the magnets are all done. Perfect, yay! Now, ooh, hold on. Now I just got to remember how I did. Let me double check via my reference photo how I had the gun assembled. Or laid out. Okay. Where's the rifle? There it is. Rifle's going to be laid out something like that. Now let's me grab the... I'm going to grab... I'm going to do this one engine. I'm going to see what I can do. Yeah, I really hope no one in the chat is sending viruses. That would be that would not be cool. All right. Okay, there we go. Now let's glue this sucker on. What did you label your stream as? Finance? Probably. I can see in just a second. Let me grab, hold on, I'm actually going to take tweezers now. I'm not going to freehand it just because of how precarious this whole thing is. Get it in frame, and there goes our gun, slowly down, boom, down, there it is. Good news is we're coming in for a landing. Bad news is we're crash landing. Okay, label it as finance. I don't know, let's see what I labeled it as. This will be interesting. No, I labeled it as science and technology. That's fun. There's only 4 of us to see Wilson finished. It's fine. There we go. Gotta keep it niche. Okay, that's looking good there. And now let's see. Now we got another random, like, bottles and stuff laying on the top. Where was that laying? Let's consult the photo evidence.
Ah, there it is. Right there. Riveting. Now let's put that sucker on, shall we? He's like right under the gun, so I'm just gonna put a glop of super glue there. And now I'm going to set him on. And then I think that'll be everything on, aside from the tanker, which still needs to dry. Secret Wilson Discord roll? I don't know. Maybe. Perhaps. Perhaps. We'll see how frisky I'm feeling. Okay, here goes that. We're doing some, like, Spy Kids stuff right here. There we go. Now that's in place. All done and dusted. That's all attached. Boom. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. I know there's a Wilson emoji. I gotta fix it, though, because it's overexposed. Let's see. That's looking good there. Now, onto... I think that's everything, actually. I'm looking around. Aside from the actual tanker. Which, he's dry enough. I'm going to put him in. And then at some point, I might come back with matte varnish and varnish it. But, might as well just put him in. I'm also just going to dry fit him in because it's very easy to just slide the guy in. Hopefully, if I touch... Okay, there's a little oil coming off on my hands. But you know what? YOLO. We just hope we don't rub off any of the paint. There's all that. Maybe get the blue tack off would be super helpful. There we go. Okay, looking good. And now we're going to put the tanker in. Here goes nothing. We didn't rub the paint off, thank God. In he goes. And he looks rather snazzy in there, if I do say so myself. Not too bad. Now, this is kind of a fun bit because bro just has a rifle and a bunch of magazines laying on the top of his tank. Yeah, this guy hasn't seen combat yet. He thinks way too highly of himself. That's probably what's happening here. He also hasn't earned his stamp of approval, right, Cheapy? Anywho, I think now we put a cannon on him. Okay, boom, cannon is cool. Also, I didn't even mean to call it, bro. The turret actually moves freely now. It used to just fall down because it was way too loose. But after all the paint, now it actually does move. Which is kind of sick. Because after the first primer, it was still doing this. And so I was worried. But nope, we are good as gold. I think we should assemble Wilson. We should assemble our boy Wilson. Here goes nothing. We're doing it. Schrodinger's legs. It's gone. His legs, you know, we don't need his legs. Also, where in frame? Oh, I'm not on OBS. Sorry, I'm watching the YouTube. There we go. So I'm like 5 seconds behind. I'm like, what? There we go. Now I can watch. Okay. Let me zoom out. Here we go. And I do plan to get like good studio photos of this guy to upload, probably as a post on YouTube and on Instagram, so we're not just seeing the stream quality. But here goes, or actually first, hold on. I know I'm like being one of those freaking streamers who's like, hold on, I just need 5 more subscribers. No, I gotta put the rest of the guns on first, so stand by. Soldiers without legs can't escape duty. There you go. Ain't that the truth in it? Make sure that's all looking good and dandy. It's a hyper-advanced arm prosthetic wheelchair. Yes. Yeah, believe it or not, that little disc you saw at the bottom, hoverboard. We took Marty McFly's hoverboard, okay? And we simply turned it into a flying saucer for the legless. Technology's come a long way. Gun in there. All magnetized, by the way. Gun in there. Fit, there you go. Where's the pulverizer cannon? The greatest cannon. There it is. Put that in there. And now, Wilson is ready for his turret. Here goes nothing, guys. This has been quite fun. And now, put him, please, for the love of Wilson, go on. This is awkward. Come on. There we go. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have Wilson. Wilson is here, guys. Oh my gosh. How neat is that? That's pretty sick. So right now we have a tank that has been 100% built and painted via live streams. So the whole thing was built on Instagram, and then the entire thing was painted here on YouTube. And that's kind of our introduction into the live streaming sphere on YouTube. How neat is that? That's sick as all heck, guys. Look at that. There's our boy Wilson in all of his glory. Look at that. Oh my gosh. He's sick as all heck, dude. Look at him. Carrying stowage and, getting hit from the side by stray Plague Burst crawler rounds and just the whole 9 yards. He hasn't been in combat, but he's seen some stray shots. He's seen some stuff for being so new to the Force. How cool. That's neat. We got a tank. Now, should we put him alongside the 4 other Rogel Dorn tanks I have? Do we do this? What do we want? Do we want to see him with all his new brothers and sisters? Shall we? Shall we? Dare I even ask, though? Dare I even ask? I'll still ask for the chat, because we are a democracy here. Shall we pull out the 4 other Rogel Dorns I have? Let me put all this. Throw all that off to the side there. He needs a base. Maybe. I don't usually base my tanks. But perhaps one day. Who knows? Who knows? Let me put a couple things away right quick, and then let's pull them all out. Let's have some fun here. Let's take a look at our current Rogel Dorn force. Just the Rogel Dorn force. I'm not even pulling out the, 5 other tanks. Put it beside the Titan. Oh, yeah, we can do that. Hold on. Let me remove all these painting jigs. We'll go back into a... These will all go back into a drawer that I have on here. Put you all off to the side there. Hold on. There you go. Go to the webcam right there. There you go. Throw that guy in the back. Don't need him anymore. Yay! Now, let's see it besides Dominus Fasarum, our Warlord Titan. Here's Dominus Fasarum. Pretty cool. Here's Wilson. Guys, I officially have painted 2 models this year. Dominus Fasarum and Wilson. For the year. I know, Wilson's so small. He's so small he only need 1 popcorn to eat. Anywho. But guys, there's Wilson there. And now let's pull out all the stops. All the Rogel Dorns. The whole family. Because Wilson's the newest member of the family. A family that's usually named, well, that's actually only named in World War I tanks decals. That's where they get their names from. Or in some cases in Abrams, but hold on. Let me grab them. Stand by. Rogel Dorns are they're my favorite tank. Make a nice roller skate for Dominus Fasarum. Yes, it really would. All right. Here goes. Absolutely nothing. We're going to set them all out, okay? Here's Wilson. Is this as zoomed out as possible? Yeah, that's as zoomed out as possible. Let me remove the kind of bright and obnoxious hobby mat that has seen a lot of battle, especially recently. Oh, sorry. I also just realized I'm a liar. I've technically painted 7 models because I just today I finished basing the some Death Guard Plague Marines, but we're doing good for the year. Here's our guy Wilson. Let me turn. What are the other tanks' names? I'll tell you as we reveal them. We got Wilson. We got Laze and Blaze. We got Firefly. We got the Musical Box. And last but certainly not least, we got Clara. And let me see if I can, successfully grab the camera. We'll see if any of this actually works. I'm going to hope the cords reach, but guys, this is my full Rogel Dorn task force right here. These cords, they're slowly coming. Yeah, they're coming with enough with enough strength. But there's all the tanks in all of their glory, looking all mighty fine and dandy, if I do say so myself. Clara here is a conversion Rogaldorn I did, where you don't put on the top of the tank, and so that's what I did. What I did there. So will this thing adjust yet? No, it will not. I got the musical box, who was one of my first painted Rogaldorn tanks. I got 2 tanks when I got the Christmas Battalion box set a couple Christmases ago, and that's where these 2 tanks came from. We got Firefly, and we got the musical box. You can kind of see they're relatively clean as far as battle damage and stuff goes, but they're unique in their own ways. And then the next tank I did was Clara here, because I really liked the idea of that. Where I even got a full squad of 10 infantry all on here, all with like a plasma gun and a melt-a-gun, all kinds of fun stuff. There's also a bunch of stowage on here because one thing you'll notice is the cannon here, the suppressor cannon, goes where the pulverizer cannon goes, as you can see right here. And so because I still want the pulverizer cannon, I simply created a mortar on the back of the tank to, basically still have my pulverizer cannon. And it kind of looks like, it's reminiscent of the Mark V tank from Battlefield 1, which is what this tank is largely based off of. It's also got 22 service stars, those who know. And then after Clara came Laze and Blaze. This was my first ever full-length YouTube video, was actually painting a Rogaldorn tank and painting Laze and Blaze right here with all kinds of fun shenanigans, actual muzzle burn and stuff like that. Oh, for the love of that, I should probably silence the phone. There we go. Nothing bad happened there. No one heard nothing. You understand me? Good. Anyways, but this was my first YouTube video. I've got some stowage going on in the back there, all kinds of fun stuff. Got 2 guys here, one guy poking out, one guy on the gun firing. He ain't messing around. And then last, but certainly not least, and the one with probably the most memories about it, would be Wilson. What a guy. I love Wilson so much. Wilson is absolutely insane. With all the boxes of stowage, it's like Wilson's a bit of a transport king over here. Look at this guy go. He ain't messing around. But I mean, he fits in just beautifully. Let me put Clara off to the side here. And I might actually one day just revisit 2 of these Rogaldorns because they are a tad brighter. But there's all of my Rogaldorn tanks. There's my whole... I know, I shouldn't insult Clara. Clara's goated. Clara's a work of art. We don't dog on Clara. My apologies. But there they all are. That's 5 Rogaldorn battle tanks. One shy of having the max you're allowed to have in an army. The fact that you're allowed to just have this much is kind of insane. Not gonna lie. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, GP. But yeah, there. Look at that. How neat is that? 5 Rogaldorns. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Now let me put the camera back on. Hold on, so you're not just watching janky footage. Let me put this back on and make it look decent. Stand by. We're doing good. There we go. Wow, guys, that's kind of perfect timing. Because now I gotta go. I gotta skedaddly do. Yes, I do. And whoa. And you basically just finished your commission, Reaver Titan? Nice. Heck yeah, that's sick as all heck, dude. That's awesome. Great. Way to go. That's sick as all heck. But guys, we did it. I will still be streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Hopefully, God willing. And next thing we're probably going to be working on, well, we got a couple things to work on, but I'm thinking, and because I just finished painting these guys, I'm almost thinking that I'm going to be painting some Death Guard Plague Marines. That might be fun. Have a nice life and don't die, mate. Thank you. You too, sir. You too, good sir. But guys, without further ado, I've been having a whole lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Thank you guys for being part of the series. This has made it absolutely incredible to be able to hobby, but to do it live and help people out and take some advice from people. Without you guys, we wouldn't have had Wilson. It would not have been Wilson. It would have been Cute Curran-chan. It would have been that. But you guys stopped that from happening because you are brave soldiers and good people. So, guys, without further ado, I'm going to leave now before you absolutely bombard me with everything that happened with the screenshot. And so I'm going to just skedaddle. So, goodbye, everybody. You all be good. How about a Death Guard tank? That will happen at some point. I don't know when. I also need to work through my pile of shame first, maybe Mortarian. But until then, I will see you all later. But you all have a good rest of your day, okay? You all be very good now because if you're bad, then you're not good.